Thank you for taking the time. What we are looking at here is search results screen. One of the things that we do is we don't work with your homepage, but what we make available is, for example, if this was your website, we provide you the search widget that you would install. And this then leads into the booking flow that can then further be branded. Just to give you an idea, here's another client. This is what the search widget would look like. And then it would lead to something like this. On this screen, a few things. Again, I'm logged into the system as well. Our system is very similar from a B2B, B2C standpoint when it comes to the booking flow. B2B users, based on their login, may see some extra information, like it gives me a few extra nuggets that I should be able to see based on my level that I'm set up as a user in the system. Up here, I have the ability to do a search. I can filter by ocean or river. I can further drill down my searches by a cruise line. As I make any selections, it will further filter down as well. So a good example might be if I select Norwegian, you can see, hey, I have 1,892 sailings available for that. And as I select that, it further drills down. These are the ships that are available, and so on. There's also the advanced search. Within that, you have the ability to search by departure ports or arrival ports. In some cases, we have clients that may have a promo code that they want to search for, or package name or a custom package that they've created. If they know the cruise line tour ID, they can actually search by that as well. So those are some things that you see there. And then over here, we've made some other additional filters that look through certain ship facts and say, hey, this one has kids friendly versus has ship videos or virtual tours. And based on that, you can search as well. What you're seeing here are itinerary maps. These are actually custom built in-house by us in our team, by our team. We chose to do this because each cruise line, even like if they're the same family, like Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, they have different colors for the maps, different sizes for the maps. So we build them all in-house. We optimize them to work on mobile, tablet, desktop very easily. For almost any ship, you'll also see dining information, bars and lounges, additional information. What I'll do is I'll actually select a different ship, because for the bigger ocean ships, you'll actually see a lot more information. Like, for example, here, if we go in, here we have the cruise information, and here you can see why I wanted to come to here is you'll see a lot more information available, much bigger ship as opposed to a small Galapagos ship that we were looking at earlier from Celebrity. So that's why there's more information here, because we have 360-degree tours available. Here's the link. It shows it right here. It's telling me that same information is available for the staterooms as well. I can click through here if I have additional images available. Those are available here as well. Floor plans based on whether the cruise line makes that available. We will add those as well. One of the things you'll see over here are our filter capabilities. So here, pretty much like the search, you actually have the ability to go in and filter by either cruise line or ship, arrival port, supplier promotions. So going back to the cruise information, here you have deck plans, various deck plans. If a ship is going into refurbishment, coming back with new deck plans, we have the capability to show both. And depending on the sailing the user chooses, we'll show the correct one in the booking flow. Staterooms we already looked at. Again, you have the ability to go through multiple images, floor plans available, ship facts, some basic information about the ship, when it was built, if it was refurbished, crew, other information like that. Policies, this is something that we do add. You do have capabilities within admin to override it. The key being we do manage it at a market level, and we'll add that, but sometimes clients do prefer to further customize it to include their own policies in there. You have the option to do that. As you were talking about the supplier promotions, here you have the ability to, what you're seeing are these supplier promotions. What we do is we look at the feeds and the prices that we get from the cruise lines and all the different fares, and then we start tagging those fares and say, this sailing has fares that may have dining available or beverage package available or prepaid rates available. This particular icon specifically links to, they have group rates available. We also have the ability, depending on the cruise line, to identify agency specials versus HQ specials. So that's headquarter But in the world of a consortia, that becomes really nice and important. From a view standpoint, you also have the ability to look at grid. This is also sort of our mobile view if you were to use this. One of the things within the system you'll also find a lot of is share link. This would actually give me a link that actually takes me directly to this results that I've done. You can actually link the user directly to this sailing if you wanted to. And entire through the booking flow, you'll see this icon resonate a lot. And it's something that our team, as you report any issues or feedback to us, we'll ask for, hey, can you include the share link so that it includes certain information that helps us quickly identify what you were looking at as well. You can also filter by supplier promotions that we spoke of. One of the things that I did not touch was this one. This is a free candlelight dinner. This is a test rule that I have created. It's a promotion that you can add using our rules management system. It is one of our biggest USPs in the system. You can also filter by that. So I can come in here and say, oh, what are the promotions that are available? Now, obviously, this is my test system, so there's limited data available in there, but based on what you've defined, it would show up there, the different options. So here you have the ability to compare as well. So I've just selected a few sailings randomly, and this is where you have the ability to come and compare. You can again do a share link, but one of the things we've added here is share content. What that does is that actually copies this information right here, all of this HTML, allows you to then paste that in an email, send it to a guest or an agent, depending on who your user is, that you want to lead back into exactly this same link. And they then have the ability to continue with booking. One of the things you'll notice is the system is multi-currency. We do have local market pricing based on the market and the cruise line and what they support. This is, again, being my demo site. You have all US dollar pricing. In US, taxes are identified separately, and that's why you're seeing the taxes separately. But depending on the market, we have the ability to configure that and make sure the taxes are included in the price that is displayed. What you'll notice over here is we actually pick the top 4 sailings and the prices, but then I have the ability to look at all the different ones as well. So if I click through this, it's going to go out and actually get me all the different sailings that are available. So let's select one. So now here we are in May, just identified a sailing. One of the new features that we've just added within the system is, would you like to book multiple cabins? If you click on that, it actually asks you how many cabins would you like to book, and then you can continue with that. I'm not going to go through that for the purposes of this demo. I can go ahead and select Florida. Number of adults is 2. If I wanted to select senior rates, I can actually say, hey, I have somebody who's over the age of, and this age is dynamic. So depending on the cruise line, the age will check and the checks that we run will change. This is some of the options that I'm seeing based on me being logged in. Most common option, click on continue. So that's what we'll do. And at this point in time, the system's going to go out and say, hey, what are all the different fare codes that are available? It's going to take all those fares, go back to the cruise line and get all the different categories that match those fares. For the purposes of my demo, I do allow a lot more fare codes than perhaps some clients may choose to have. We may see a lot more options here. This is more of our B2C view. So what you're seeing here is sort of like something like this, because again, I'm logged in, so it's showing me this. But for the most part, that's what a B2C customer would see without this information. Here you're seeing whether you can actually do cabin selection or not. So we highlight that as well. There's multiple prices available. The system designs, so like, with Norwegian, we know there's all these prices that are coming back. We're saying, look, since all the prices are same, this is the best offer. And we are making that decision based on the fact that we believe this includes beverage, dining, shore excursion, and Wi-Fi. So that's the best option for the guest as opposed to these options. And that's part of the reason why you'll see that. The reason I expanded this is one of the things you'll see is one of the new features that we've added within the system is called rate code modify. It is an add-on module, a new rule type. But what it does is it allows clients to actually look at names like this and then go in and say, hey, kids sail free. That's a name that I added within admin. I attached an image to it. And I said, if you see this, show this to the user. And that way it's something that a user can differentiate. So same concept. If you wanted to, you could go in and say, when you see all 4 show, attach an image, give it a name. You have the flexibility to do that. For my demo, that's all I've done it on. And that's what that does. On this screen, you also have the ability, what you're going to see is compare fare code and category prices. That's more of an agent option that an agent is going to see. And for them, in a very quick view, we show them all the different categories and their prices available. They can still see all of the content, different prices. They can hide, oh, I don't want to look at insides and outsides. I only want to look at balconies and suites. We use a lot of icons. So here you can see cabin assignments available. If you don't see that icon, that means cabin assignments are not available. It is guarantee only. As an agent, they also have the ability to just click on price real quick. It goes out, does the next step with the cruise line. These are the prices. Norwegian adds gratuities based on that. We've added those. Now here I have my customer payment schedule. If you're a wholesaler, we also have the ability to have an agent payment schedule, and then they're further selling to a customer and they want their own payment schedule. You can also set up different buffer dates. So if the cruise line tells us, hey, the payment's due on October 14th, we can make it the 12th for the agent, 11th for the customer, and so on. There's flexibility within the system that you manage yourself. There's also what we call the agent view. Again, for the purposes of my demo, I'm showing more information here than perhaps you may choose to, but you have the flexibility to say, I want to show commission. I don't want to show commission. I want to show agent commission. So we do have a rules within our rules management. There's a module called agent commission. You can go in and say, if my commission 527, give 50% of it or 20% of it to the agent, the rest I'm keeping, and we can track that for you. It will then tell you what the agent's net due is, because it will remove their commission from that total that they owe you. And it also then tracks what your profit and loss is based on the commission you're getting and the commission you're giving away to a sub-agent, and then keeping your profit and loss. I have the ability to continue for book now from here. So let's just do that. Again, one of the things I had mentioned, share link. You're going to see that. There you go. So pretty much anywhere in this booking flow, in this corner, right corner, you're always going to find a share link. If you copy this link, it's not any good for us. Our team will go back to you and say, can you please get us the share link? That actually has the information that we need and will get us to this step as well. So over here now, we have the ability to offer upgrade options. We can have it expanded, closed, your choice. These are the different tech plans showing the cabins. I can actually look at it right here and say, oh, where's the elevators? I want something that's close to the elevators. This one looks close enough and good. And at this point in time, we're going to go out, price the cruise with the cruise line, get the final step. Here I have the information. One of the things that we've done, depending on the cruise line and their support, and Norwegian does have that, we can actually send the cabin number to the cruise line and they'll return to us details specific to that cabin. Now, accuracy is going to be based on certain information that they have and is subject to change, but we do retain that. We do copy that onto the invoice for you, so that information is available. Again, my pricing, and now I have the ability to enter my guest information. As users use the system, our system automatically creates profiles in the background. It is in no form a CRM or anything, but very light CRM management is there. So I can go in here as an agent. I can say, hey, I'm Monish, who's booked before, and I can search for the profile. My team uses my name a lot, so that's why there's a lot of profiles for me. This is the profile that I want. So there you go. We also have the ability to do past passenger lookups. I can go in here and say, hey, look up a past passenger number for this guest if they have it, or something like that. I'm not going to do that because in the system, my past passenger number, I have a couple different ones and they don't work very well. Different special services, so you can also book special services if you like. Here you have the information for the second guest pre-populated, an optional item completely, but as a guest, they have the ability to, as an agent, they have the ability to enter a service fee. A service fee would be actually displayed as an itemized line item in addition to this value to the guest. You can have it turned off, obviously. Additional services, this can vary by cruise line as well, and then what they return is what you'll see here. If you are traveling with other reservations or other guests, you already have the confirmation numbers, you can actually cross-reference or link those bookings together by entering the confirmation number here. I don't have those details at this time. You also have the ability to go and book cruise line tours and transfers if you wanted to. These do vary by cruise line, they may change. This is what's available. I don't want to select any at this stage. Optional add-ons, these are the ones that are available. So you'll see those. In North America, we do support external insurance. So that's what we are seeing here. We can also offer cruise line insurance depending on the market. And in some markets, there's no insurance just because of how people travel. If I choose to not select insurance, it does make a double opt-out. So I will say, no, thank you. And now it makes sure it's a no. Now I have a few options. I can continue to make a payment. I can do a hold, which would actually take inventory away from the cruise line. I can do hold with no email to the customer. So it will hold it quietly in the background for the agent, but it won't send an email to the guest. Or I can do send a code. All that does is creates a shell of a booking in our system with all these details. No information is taken from the cruise line or other suppliers. And 2 days later, if a guest calls, you have a button that's called check availability, and you can recreate that booking. It goes and checks whether the same fare, the same category is available, and so on. We also have dynamic packaging within the system. So what you see here is the ability to add flight. And this option existed in a few other steps previously as well, but I'll show it from here. I can now come in here and say, yeah, I'm going from Miami. I want to go 1 day before so I don't get delayed. I want to come back a few days later. And now I can do a search based on that. So the system's already smart enough to know when you're traveling, it won't let you select dates while you're on the cruise. If I had kept it tight, it would actually go in and say, yeah, you can't select these flights because either after the cruise has departed or, or are departing after you've arrived and so on. So it does look at that kind of information as well. When it comes to flights, we do have an integration with all the GDSs. So we do support Amadeus, Sabre, and Travelport. These are the different flights that are coming. Again, our rules module that does markups discount works with every single carrier, not an issue. This is the flight. I can actually look at details if I need. So let's just say I'm going to select that here. What you're seeing is the prices, breakdown of air, an actual total. That is customizable. It's something that we can configure when we set your system up and say, don't show the breakdowns, show the breakdowns, and so on. Oh, so now it's just telling me that the flights changed. One of the class changes. That's fine. These are the flight details that has been added. This is my cruise. It now realizes, oh, wait, you're going to be there for 4 nights. Would you like to add a hotel? We do have an integration with hotel beds. So that's what it's asking me to now search for. These are the different hotels that are available. These are the different room options that are available. Again, that's just the information that's coming back from their test system right now. So let's just say I'm happy to book this one. So now I have my flight, my cruise, my hotel, and my return flight, and all of the guest details that have been entered. Because I've now selected flights, it's actually asking more if I want to enter my known traveler number, my frequent flyer information. I'm just going to leave that stuff as it is. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit send a code. So what this is going to do is it's just going to create that shell of a booking in our system. At this point in time, it's going to have cruise, flights, and hotel. When I click check availability, whether it be an hour later, 2 days later, it's going to go out and say, hey, is that same cruise available, fare code, category, cabin, is that same flight available, is that same hotel available? If not, it will allow me to make different choices and so on. But at this point in time, everything will show as pending confirmation. It will also send out this itinerary, if you like, to a guest. So they can review it and then call you and say, yep, I'm interested, let's confirm. Now, one of the options you'll also see over here is the ability to actually convert this to custom. What that means is I like this package that I've built. I now want to create a pre-packaged product that will show up next to this cruise only as something I want to sell. Within that pre-packaged product, cruise is the only live element. The flights and hotels are manual elements that are booked outside, and then you can update confirmation number and details in our system, but you have the ability to go in and create a custom package. What I'll do is I'll actually search for an existing one that we have rather than try and build one right now for expediency. So let's just say we're going to say, show me package tours. And then this is the one that I had built earlier at some point in time. And I click on book here, you'll see I can attach an image that I want to display. It automatically plugs in the map. There's a few other images I can add. I can add things like, hey, these are some highlights for you to look at. what it includes, any policies or any information. When I enter flights, I have the ability to offer multiple choices. So I can define different airports as well, or I can offer economy versus business versus first if I wanted to. Same concept with hotel. I can actually provide some more details about what they're gonna get with that hotel, and so concept with the post-cruise hotel or anything that's needed. So that's what this looks like. You can also create a PDF of this. If you click on that, it will generate a PDF of this thing that you can then send out to the guest or to an agent. This is the booking flow in a nutshell. So this is just one that I have in my demo system, and you'll see if I go in there. So this is where you come in. You have the ability to come in, give it a name that you like, give it a package code, you can search by it. You can enter minimum and maximum number of guests. So, if you wanted to limit it to 4 instead of 8, you have the ability to do that. If you wanted to allow solo travelers, you can do that. You can set validity dates as to when you want it to be available in the market. If you want it to be automatically taken out at a particular date and time, that's eligible as well. If you wanted to allow deposit, who has the ability to book a B2B, B2C as well, or should we just make it an offline package completely? There's a lot of options. You can limit it to certain categories only your group fare codes, and so on. Right? You can also limit it to, if let's just say you have 2 brands that you're advertising, you can limit it to 1 brand versus the other. We have those options as well. Then you have the ability, obviously, to enter any PDF information that you wanted to add, images and things like that. Notes, this is where you have the ability to come in, more detailed information, any specific inclusion details. So if you'll notice here, there you have some highlights that the clients entered, policies, actual inclusions of what's included, what's not, is given by them. All of that comes from this particular different sections of the application. And then you go in here into the itinerary, and this is where you build the itinerary. Right, so you can add a flight. These are my different options available on that. So as you add, if you wanted to add a new one, let's just say we wanted to add it here, an optional package. You give it a name, breakfast. You can enter start and end dates as you like based on the packet selections. If you entered a city, you can enter that. Any information that you wanted to enter, who you're getting it from for your accounting, tracking and everything, then all of the different prices, right? You can enter your commission amounts, agent commission if you wanted to add, markup percentages, if there's a discount that you wanted to give, fare breakdowns. So it's quite comprehensive. It allows you to enter guest 1, guest 2, guest 3 and 4, child 3 and 4, and then you can also add single supplement or additional infant prices as well if they are different. Go in and see the breakdown. So I can actually see what's the breakdown and what builds up to that $11,000 in the final payment and how they've charged everything, right? That's because I'm logged in. Otherwise, this option wouldn't show. Similarly, I think you'll have the same option in prices. Again, if it's an agent that's coming in, these are the prices that are available. It shows you a very limited agent view, and then you have your breakdowns. So one of the things that we really do is we try to keep the booking flow as similar. So this one, as you'll see, is B2C. Or if I choose this, what you'll see is it's going to be a similar flow there. But if you were in a package and you wanted to add something, let's just say in this itinerary, you wanted to go in and say, well, I want to add something else. You have the choice. You can select what type you want, whether it's tour or rail or others or something. Let's go and look at now what the admin section looks like. So here, what you're looking at is the admin section. Within this, depending on the user and their role and features they have access to, a lot of the options here can change. Based on my access, it's giving me access to almost everything. But as an agent, they can come in, they can search for existing bookings by confirmation number, by name, and search for that. They can start a new booking search, or they can look at their most recent bookings, right? One of the things within our system that's very popular is within the manage tab of any booking, we have what we call cross-check with supplier. What this does is once the booking is created or a few days later, you can go to the cruise line and actually compare, show me what might have changed within the bookings. If nothing has changed, it will show me green boxes. Otherwise, it will show me like these alerts and say, hey, you need to update this information. So here's a great example of what it does. Local supplier, nothing much has changed other than this little confirmed status. And I have the ability to update that on the booking. And at that point in time, it will then flag that in our system as well. Once we do that, you'll notice here, complete audit trail and history. If there was a payment made, there was a credit card decline, and that's why you're seeing that. Well, obviously it was a test credit card that was used for the payment and everything. So you're seeing that information. Anytime there is such an issue, you'll also notice a little flag here that says payment decline. Great ways for agents to then know that, oh, you know what, there's a booking that was created, but the payment declined here. I need to pay attention to that. This little checkbox means, hey, this booking had insurance on it. You know, again, in our test system, a lot of bookings may cancel and things like that. But in general, you'll see this information. You also have a few other options under manage. You have the ability, obviously, to go into details. This is where you'll actually then get links to go ahead and further modify stuff directly with the cruise line. If you click on edit booking, you can actually make changes manually within the system only for our system. We also have something called clone package. Multi-cabin that I showed earlier when we started the process of the booking is rather new. We're currently in beta with it with some of our clients. Clone package has existed in our system forever. Once you've created a booking, you click on clone. It asks you what process you want to follow for clone. We have two different flows, and then it will allow you to actually on the same itinerary create a second booking or a third booking or a fourth booking and so on. You also have the ability to actually link them and associate them together within the system. So they have one common Odysseus confirmation number, but they'll each have an individual confirmation number from the cruise line for you. We also do track where the bookings are coming from. So we'll have the IP addresses for you. We'll have what kind of system was used, whether it was a Windows or a Mac, what browser was used, and so on will be recorded in the system as well. So this menu option here, I have the ability to expand right here. There's a bunch of stuff here that is available just for my testing and everything right now. But users, you have the ability to go in and add new users. Pretty straightforward. You go in, add the user information. There's rules. You might have heard me say rules management a few times. Fair code modify, agent commission, discounts, markups, value adds. A lot of that information is something that you program here. We have a lot of options. Let's just look at onboard credit as an example. That's a great one. Gives the full breadth of everything that we support here. You can decide whether you wanted to show it for just B2C, B2B, both. You can also come in, give it a name. You can come in and enter a promo code and say, only if somebody enters a promo code, then apply this, otherwise don't apply it. You can enter agency specific details. You can enter customer specific details that only the customer sees. You can customize the image, add your own image. This is my library. You'll always build your own library. You have the ability to upload your own images. Then you can enter an amount. So let's just enter 10. Is it a fixed value or a percentage? If it's a fixed value, am I calculating it for the trip or per night or per day? Makes a big difference. 7-night cruise, $10 for the trip is $10, but $10 per night is 7-night cruise. Can be 70 per day, can be 80. That's why we have it per booking or per passenger. If it is a percentage, what should I calculate it on? Should I calculate the percentage on the base fare, on the total fare, the base including NCCF? Then you can also further go in and say, well, while you're calculating 10%, make sure you calculate it in multiples of 25, no decimals, and you round down. So if it calculates to 51, it's going to make it 50. It calculates to 77, it will make it 75. 74 will become 50, and so on. You can also go in and say, make sure you only offer it when the amount is 50, cap it at 150. I make $25, and then do it. Oh, and by the way, only look at first and second guest pricing. Don't look at if there's more passengers, their pricing at all. And all we've done so far is define a basic shell with amounts. And now I can go in and define filters, and you can choose multiple filters. So let's say I'm going to select the cruise line. I'm going to say I want to offer this to celebrity. And then I can further go in and say, and I can go in and say, somebody booking in the month of October, traveling in the month of February, returning in the month of March, only then apply it. So this can be as simple as you want, as complicated as you want. It is a choice and decision that you make. You can also go in and define it by, if someone's leaving in the next 30 days, only then do this. Or if somebody is booking anything that's over 180 days out, then offer it. You can also select fare code descriptions. Booking class types are very common one. One of the things here is you can also do is or is not. So is not inside an ocean view. Basically, it means only applied for balcony and suites. So you could sort of try and complicate your life and put that way as well. I just say is balcony or suite, but we have clients who do use it different ways. You can also go in and say, hey, where it more applies is does not contain any agent rates, net rates, interline rates, then apply this. So, and so on. Rules is probably one of our most unique selling points, stands out dramatically in the marketplace, allows you very quickly to define value add offers, onboard credits, discounts, markups. Just to show you, same concept, I select discount. A few fields go away because no one's going to see a description or anything for the discount. It's hidden. But here's the amount concept and who it applies to. Same concept with agent commission that we spoke of earlier. You'll come in here and say, oh, you want to define agent commission. With agent commission, it can get a little bit more fancy on the calculated on amounts. What should I calculate this agent commission on? I can still calculate it on the base fare or something, but you could also come in and say, actually calculate it on the supplier commission and take the supplier commission that includes the markup and discounts that I've defined, merge them all, and then calculate the agent commission. If the commission that you're earning on a cruise is $250, you've added a markup of 45, a discount of 25, we'll take all of that into account and then calculate the commission off of that. That's what that does. One of the other processes within the system, more common among products, would be your ability to actually go in and define what cruise lines you want to make available in the system. Do you want them to be bookable online? Yes, no. Do you want to allow holds? Yes, no, and so on. So if I look at celebrity here as an example, you can come in and say, hey, I want to allow deposits, allow holds, show prices. This is my base commission level. I'm just entering that in there. Now you'll notice something called priority here. Priority works like a rank. One's greater than 2, that's greater than 5, that's greater than 10, that's greater than 30, 40, and so on. You have the ability to bias. So the system will, while in the drop downs and everything, show everything alphabetically, it will bias the results that are displayed on the cruise search based on this priority. By default, everything is set at 100. So you have flexibility to go in and say, you know what, I'm having a celebrity month. I'm going to make it for October priority of 40. And then at that point in time, when the results have celebrity, they'll automatically be promoted up. And then the other cruise lines will be there. As I mentioned earlier, we do have very light customer management. So I'm not going to go into that. It just allows you to go in and look at the profiles that have been created and something. Content management, probably one of the bigger things here is how you manage the dictionary in the system. A lot of the text that you're seeing, almost everything from select site to language to admin home content, that all comes from the dictionary. So you can go ahead and make changes to that. Also, you can actually customize it to another language if you need. There may be some default translation available, but when you translate stuff for yourself, it's all translated only for you within your version. No one else sees it, and you have the ability to control that and manage that. So here you can see some different language here. Affiliates, in our world, affiliates mean a sub-site in a nutshell, right? It could mean an agent to you, it could mean a sub-agent, it could mean a sub-agency. The way the affiliate system works is when you have multiple brands or sub-agents or anything, you create different unique IDs for them by creating an affiliate for them. And then that's what we use to show who's who. A great example of that would be here. You'll see I have the ability for themes. So I'm going to say, you know what, I want to go here. And what you'll see is a little ID that I'm changing here. And what that does is it's changing the entire look and feel of the system. Because at an affiliate level, you can customize header, footer, style sheets. You can also have different preferences. show certain cruise lines, don't show certain cruise lines. You can have rules or promotions that are specific to affiliates. And that's what you're doing there. So that's what affiliate management allows you to do. If affiliates wanted vanity URLs, you also have the ability to come in and add multiple vanity URLs. There is a cost to set up every domain, but it is available. You can also group affiliates. So one of the things you'll find is these are the different affiliate types that I have here, but there's another section that allows me to then go in and say, I have sub-agents and I classify them under silver, gold, platinum. You can assign them and you can define rules based on that level as well. So you can go in and say, my silver agents give 10% commission, my gold 11, my platinum 30% commission, and so on. One of the other things within the system you can also do, obviously, is reporting, right? The most common report, and there's various options that I have just set up for my sales report. So sales report is where you have the ability to go in and say, okay, show me what are my bookings in the last 7 days, and so on. And it just goes in to the system and will get you the different reports. So these are the different bookings that are available. And then if I click on detail view, it's going to further give me a breakdown by, this is a package view. So sort of like the booking that we created that had cruise flight hotel will be listed once here, but over here it will be listed 3 times because I have 3 different packages on there. So if eventually you wanted to then from a booking export that data for an accounting system or anything, you would see that, because what would happen is you would have the ability to get the breakdowns that you entered, as to what your cost from the supplier was, what your profit margin was, what you then gave away to an agent that you might have sold it to, what's your net profit, and it will calculate that and send you that as well. So that in a nutshell is the Odysseus Booking Engine and the admin capabilities that come with it. There are a few other options that, as we get more into details and everything, obviously, we can go through with you based on your needs and can further tailor the system and how it may work to meet your requirements.